Happy Halloween! If the ghosts and goblins don't already have you, let's get into this.
I have some things to talk about today because the world is legitimately scary. I mean, Israel is at war on the battlefield and on social media. Don't forget that Maui is still trying to rise from the ashes. Our USMC commandant is hospitalized. Get well, sir, and semper fidelis. Our veterans and service members are still losing their lives at alarming rates to internal battles that we can help with. And Acapulco is freshly devastated by a hurricane. Now, it's this last one that got me to really jump in. So I just the other day joined Team Rubicon. Let me read you what Team Rubicon is. Team Rubicon is a veteran-led humanitarian organization built to serve global communities before, during, and after disasters and crises. For us, no operation is too large or too small. We go where disaster strikes, helping the people that need us most in the moments they need us most. That called to me. That was a purpose. That was something that I could get into and make an impact on. Now, do you need to be a veteran to join Team Rubicon? No. You can be, of course, that's the focus. But you can also be, as they say in their words, a kick-ass civilian. It's a little more difficult than getting in. You don't have to pay money, but you do have to take courses. They have a basic course on their operations and deployment. You have to get a background checked or you can't deploy. They need to make sure they're not bringing serial killers along on a humanitarian mission, for instance. And if you want to move up, there's things like I'm getting ready to start FEMA, the Federal Emergencies Management Agency, some of their courses. The mission here is to save lives. But it's not just to save lives in service of others. This may save or enhance your life. See, one of the founders of Team Rubicon was actively involved and always, as they said, the best version of himself, the best emotional health that he ever displayed, the joy and happiness that he got and satisfaction from serving others. He lost his life in his battle with internal battles. So they decided they needed to provide more opportunities so that people who thrive on this, people who find passion and purpose, can continue to serve in many, many ways a lot of the time. So they have done that, and they have grown to be a very impactful organization. They have grown to be the type of place where you can do good. You can actually be part of something bigger than yourself to serve the greater good. Team Rubicon gives you that. So I'm super excited to get involved with Team Rubicon. I'm very excited to be a gray shirt, and I'm going to get through more of these lessons, and I'm going to figure out a way. They have remote operations available as well. I hope to be able to contribute the best way that I can. I hope that I see some of you, my special agents, joining up with Team Rubicon. Go to teamrubiconusa.org. That's Team Rubicon, RUBICON, USA.org. All right, agents, I saw something particularly scary to me, and to you veterans out there, or actually to those of you who are still serving, this could be downright scary. This is from, for you veterans out there, and especially for those of you still serving, this is frightening information. This comes from the City Journal, city-journal.org. The title is "The Few the fat, the fatigued. And now they have the tagline underneath, which I will read to you now. With diminished fitness standards, the armed service, Marines accepted, hoorah, pandered to increasingly obese personnel and recruitment cohorts. These are the people that, if you're still in, you're going to have to serve with. People who cannot meet the physical standards and are not even expected to anymore. And this goes to a conversation I've been having for a long time. It's about membership, not only in recruitment in the military, but recruitment in our veteran service organizations. The Marine Corps is a great example of not pandering. They're not pandering to figure out how to get people, how to get women, how to get people of color, how to get poor people, rich people. They don't care. You know what they're pitching? They're pitching the Marine Corps. They're pitching the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor that you earn from getting through Marine Corps boot camp. They are pitching, and some people say this critically, and some people say this proudly. They are pitching a mystique. A mystique. The mystique here is that by association with their organization, you take on the burden, the honor of their history, right? You take on their expectation of excellence, and you have proven it by donning their Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, their symbol of who they are. And what if our organizations did that? Now, I'm in the American Legion. I'm in Team RWB recently, and I just the other day joined Team Rubicon. So what can these organizations do to create mystique? Mystique is a goal, but it's not easily attainable. You have to create a culture that breeds the perception of doing something special, and that is the mystique. Now, I've taken some notes. I don't typically write down what I'm going to say to you. That's why I ramble on sometimes, but we move on. The first thing, and I've talked about this before, and I have tried to get this going in the American Legion, and I hope to get it done. I'm going to write a resolution to see if we can codify it into something doable. It is this creation of a notion of community heroes. And I'll use the Legion as an example again. We have about 1.6 to 1.7 million members right now that are veterans. But if you add our auxiliary and our sons, we're well into the upper ranges of close to 3 million. Okay? So even if the participation in this Community Heroes program was 10%, that may be ambitious, I don't know, but I wouldn't do this with the intent of having it become a minor thing. I would do this with the intent of it becoming a defining feature in the organization. So if 10% did this, you'd have 270,000 people passively on patrol, knowing first aid, CPR, AED, mental health first aid, and basic self-defense. You would have people everywhere capable of engaging a situation where these skills are needed. I have a friend, BJ Lang. BJ Lang was an Air Force medic. He's retired, and he found himself on Hollywood Boulevard walking and heard gunshots. Of course, retreated inside safety until those gunshots had stopped, but then came out, saw a victim, and put his medic skills to use. What if BJ hadn't been there? What if it was me? Would I know what to do? Could I stop the bleeding? Could I administer CPR in a way that could keep this person alive till first responders got there? I mean, I hope so. It's been a long time since I've been trained in these things, and that's the point. I'm a Legionnaire. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I should have these skills, and if I had these skills, and you had these skills, and a lot of other people had these skills, and they actually were used in life-saving situations, a couple of news stories like that, poof, mystique. We would have the mystique of being an organization of veterans that act in situations that call for their skills, and we do it. That's special. That's excellence, and that is mystique. Other things that we can do. When we market, when we communicate, and I teach this all the time because I teach marketing to Legionnaires. I don't want to see the side-by-side photos of people just smiling with their covers on and looking happy. That's great, but that should be about maybe 10% of the photos that we use. I want to see people in action. I know we give a lot of blood. Show people giving blood. I know that we take food to relieve efforts locally. Show people handing food, loading a truck, unloading a truck, doing whatever it is that they do to carry on the mission. Because if people see these organizations doing things to better their community, state, and nation, guess what? Poof, mystique. And that's what we're going for. We're going for mystique. The next thing we need to do is invest in our members. There's a resolution out there right now that I'm very familiar with. It is to help promote wellness, physical and emotional and mental wellness in our members. Number one, those things help curb suicide. That's number one. Number two, those things help people become better versions of themselves. So now you see Legionnaires walking around, they're fitter, they're happier, they are just more well. Being more well is a great look. Being more well makes people wonder, what are all those people doing to feel that way? And if they're wondering what we're doing, you know what that is. Say it with me. Mystique. The next thing. So if we're investing in our members, we need to invest in personal and professional development. I would have Toastmasters at your post. If you have Toastmasters at your post, you're going to have more confident speakers. More confident speakers are more confident communicating in general. That's a great thing. That's a great thing for the organization. That's a great thing for the individual in their life. And again, it's helping to breed a culture of successful members, helping to breed the presence of mystique from outsiders looking in. We should have speakers at meetings. They could be motivational speakers. They could be subject matter experts. They could be a member like you who has a win to share. Maybe you joined an organization that you found purpose and passion in. You could share that with your other members, and maybe some of them could also find a purpose and passion on the same route that you did. Or at the very least, maybe someone can support you on the path that you're following. If they're doing that, that's helping you be a great member and a great human being, and people are going to want to know who you're associated with, so maybe they can be part of the mystique. We also need to develop personal and professional development curriculum. What does that have to do with the mission, Jeff? They say. And I respond, it breeds a culture of success again. If you're teaching people to be successful in their lives and their career, you help the organization because they're in your organization. And besides that, I've been thinking about this. We preach membership all the time, but we don't teach tangible skills to people. Do we teach the elevator pitch? Do we teach basic sales and how to actively listen and handle objections? We don't. Not that I know of, except in California Legion College, because we do it and I was tasked with teaching it, so I know it gets done there. But it needs to be done throughout all of our organizations. Sales, don't be afraid of it. And I would put sales and basic marketing. And get some people that have the credentials to help you build a curriculum that these individuals can use on their resumes. They can post it on LinkedIn. Now what you're doing is you're helping people succeed, helping breed that culture of success. You're also putting the American Legion or whatever your organization name is on resumes for this impressive individual that's sitting before the HR recruiter. Now they're looking at that and they're seeing that name. They're seeing this impressive person. They're putting things together and they are wondering what's going on with this organization. And if they're wondering what's going on with this organization, we have created Mystique. All right, you've had your 2 stories and now comes your mission. I have multiple pieces to this mission, so I'm going to read. I need you to look to organizations like Team RWB to maybe find passion and purpose in your continued service. Find training and information to make you an even greater vessel of positive impact and encourage your organization to lead by example by providing these personal professional development opportunities. And finally, please find solutions to the legitimately scary problems in our communities and join the efforts to solve them. We veterans are among the best that this country has to offer, and that these times are begging us to get into action to serve our communities. I hope that my secret agents out there, my friends and family and people who don't even know me, are going to jump in the efforts to better our communities. We're going to take on a solvency mindset. We're going to take on a problem-solving mindset. We're going to take on, if I don't do it, who will mindset. You can do it. I'm with you. Our special agents are with you. Now let's all get out there and get it done. All right, thank you for listening or watching. This is Jeff Daly with the Daily Dose of Veterans Intel, or just VetIntel. I will see you Friday with the Friday Briefing. Until then, get to your mission.